Welcome to episode 29 of the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast. I am your host, Steve Hamowen. Today we're diving into some pressing topics affecting the real estate market in Ontario and beyond. We'll be discussing the recent drop in existing home and condo sales as buyers wait for more rate cuts. And we'll also look at the best Ontario cities to rent in for affordability and quality of life. Let's get started. The Bank of Canada's recent rate cut was expected to boost the housing market, but according to the country's largest real estate board, existing home and condominium sales activity remains mostly on hold as buyers wait for more reductions. The Greater Toronto Area saw 6,213 home sales in June, which is a significant 16.4% drop compared to the 7,429 sales reported in June 2023, according to the Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, or TRREB. New listings, however, rose to 17,964, marking a year-over-year increase of 12.3%. The average selling price was $1,162,167, down by 1.6% from a year ago. TRREB has indicated that the central bank must repeat its June decision to cut its overnight lending rate. In fact, the board said that several reductions probably will be needed before sales volume rebounds. Jennifer Pierce, president of TRREB, said, "The Bank of Canada's rate cut last month provided some initial relief for homeowners and home buyers. However, the June sales results suggest that most home buyers will require multiple rate cuts before they move off the sidelines. Once home sales in Greater Toronto gain momentum, an ample number of homes on the market should ensure pricing does not jump," the board said. "The GTA housing market is currently well supplied. Recent home buyers have benefited from substantial choice and therefore negotiating power on price," said Jason Mercer, chief market analyst with the board. Moving forward, as sales pick up alongside lower borrowing costs, elevated inventory levels will help mitigate against a quick run-up in selling prices. Calgary also saw a significant drop in home sales in June. Sales tumbled 12.8% from the same month in 2023, while new listings decreased by 3.6% and inventory rose by 9.2%, according to new numbers from the Calgary Real Estate Board. Condo sales in Calgary were down 8% for June, as properties priced under $300,000 were scarce. The board blamed a shortage of affordable homes across all residential property types. Anne-Marie Lurie, the organization's chief economist, said, "The pullback in sales reflects supply challenges in the lower price ranges, ultimately limiting sales activity." Despite the decline, 40% of the homes sold went for over the asking price, and the unadjusted benchmark home price rose 9% over last June to $608,000, according to the board. The biggest increases were seen in the northeast and east sections of Calgary. The numbers come in the midst of a population surge in Alberta's biggest city. Calgary's 5.9% population growth between 2022 and 2023 was the highest of any of Canada's 6 metropolitan areas, with a population of over 1 million, according to recent Statistics Canada data. However, its 8.1% unemployment rate remains one of Canada's highest, although it is partly explained by the 73% labour participation rate, Canada's highest. In Canada's most expensive city for housing, the Greater Vancouver Realtors said the area has become a buyer's market with inventory continuing to accumulate to levels not seen since the spring of 2019. The organization said that June sales in the region were 2,418, a 19.1% decrease from the 2,988 sales recorded a year earlier. The sales numbers were 23.6% below the 10-year seasonal average. Andrew Liss, Director of Economics and Data Analytics for the Greater Vancouver Realtors, said, "The June data continued a trend we've been watching where buyers appear hesitant to transact in volumes we consider typical for this time of year, while sellers remain keen to bring their properties to market. This dynamic is bringing inventory levels up to a healthy range not seen since before the pandemic. This trend is providing buyers more selection to choose from and driving all market segments toward balanced conditions." Like Toronto Realtors, Vancouver agents are hopeful the Bank of Canada cuts its interest rate again. The central bank is set to release its next announcement on July 24th. This is yet another factor tilting the market in favor of buyers, even if the boost to affordability is modest, said Lease about a potential rate cut. But June's lower than normal transaction volume suggests many buyers remain hesitant, which has allowed inventory to accumulate and has kept a lid on upward price pressure across market segments. The group's composite benchmark price for all residential properties in Metro Vancouver is currently $1,700, a 0.5% increase from a year ago and a 0.4% decrease compared to May 2024. Montreal, Canada's second-largest city, proved to be a bright spot in June when the greater metropolitan area saw a 6.4% increase in residential sales in the greater metropolitan area over the same month last year, according to the Quebec Professional Association of Real Estate Brokers. Meanwhile, the Royal Bank of Canada issued a report Thursday that suggested housing has a long way to reach affordability, but is headed in the right direction, with rate cuts driving that movement. We think ownership costs have room to fall further in the period ahead. In June, the Bank of Canada initiated what we expect will amount to a full 2 percentage point cut in its policy rate to 3% by the end of 2025, which will bring down long-term rates as well, but to a lesser extent, the bank said in a commentary. Now, let's turn our attention to the rental market. A recent report by Point2 Homes has identified the top 10 cities in Ontario that are ideal for renters, taking into account factors like affordability, walkability, and community involvement. According to the report, Chatham-Kent, Whitby, and North Bay are standout locations for renters. The real estate listing site analyzed Ontario cities based on 3 categories: economy and housing, quality of life, and community. Each of these cities excelled in different aspects that make them attractive to renters. When it comes to lower rental rates, Chatham-Kent tops the list with an average rent of $1,099 per month. It is about 3.5 hours from Toronto. Welland follows closely with an average rent of $1,064 per month, located just over 2 hours from the city. In third place is Greater Sudbury, with an average rent of $1,250 per month and around 5 hours north of Toronto. However, in the economy and housing category, average rent is not the only factor. Housing costs, rental availability, and the unemployment rate also play significant roles. Chatham-Kent, Cambridge, and Kitchener lead the province in these metrics, making them top choices for renters. Vanessa Elliston, a representative of top broker Bethany King's real estate team, noted that living in suburban communities instead of major metropolitan areas has become an attractive option. She said, "We are noticing that there is a rising desire for a quieter, less crowded environment with a higher quality of life." Additionally, the rise of remote work over the last 4 years has reduced the necessity of being close to downtown offices, making living outside the city more feasible and attractive. In the quality of life category, Whitby and Oshawa claimed the top 2 spots, followed by Kitchener. Factors such as safety, air quality, walkability, commute time, and access to nature and green spaces were crucial in these rankings. Elliston explained that Whitby has become a popular choice for renters, offering a relaxed suburban atmosphere. The average rent in Whitby is $1,297 per month. Elliston highlighted that transportation is a strong point for Whitby. With the Whitby GO station, residents have convenient access to public transit, facilitating easy commutes to Toronto and other parts of the Greater Toronto Area. The town is also well connected by major highways, making it extremely accessible for drivers. For renters looking for a balanced lifestyle with the benefits of both suburban comfort and urban connectivity, Whitby is an ideal choice, she added. When it comes to green spaces, Caledon is at the top of the list, boasting a perfect score of 100 for its proximity to nature. The final category in the report, community, considers factors like access to parks, museums, education, and entertainment options. These institutions promote a sense of connectedness, essential for sustaining a strong support system and empowering individuals. The top Ontario cities in this category are North Bay, Aurora, and Kingston. Overall, Niagara Falls stands out with the highest number of museums in the province, while Markham has the most restaurants. Elliston provided insight into North Bay, where the average rent is $1,185 per month. She said the city allows residents to enjoy spacious and comfortable living arrangements without breaking the bank. North Bay's convenient location and well-connected transportation network make it fairly easy for its residents to travel within the region and beyond, she said. The city also offers highly ranked schools, healthcare facilities, and recreational opportunities. North Bay boasts beautiful lakes and parks and provides ample opportunities for outdoor activities, making it an appealing choice for nature enthusiasts. For those considering moving out of the city core, Elliston says all the top cities mentioned are great options for affordable housing, spacious living, and a higher quality of life compared to Toronto. These cities provide strong community amenities, excellent recreational opportunities, and a peaceful environment while maintaining good connectivity to urban centers, she said. For those seeking balance, affordability, and a welcoming community, these locations are compelling alternatives to living in Toronto. That wraps up today's episode of the Ontario Mortgage and Real Estate Insights podcast. I hope you found our discussions on the drop in existing home and condo sales and the best Ontario cities to rent in for affordability and quality of life insightful. Join us next time as we continue to explore the latest trends and updates in the real estate market. Until then, I am your host, Steve Hamoan, signing off.